Everybody. I wanted to share with you how I do my wellness consults with folks. This is something that I've started in the last couple of months, and I'm finding that it's helping people get a clearer picture of how they can use the loyalty rewards program and continue to improve their health over time over a 90-day plan. So, I use this wellness consult form and I created a fillable PDF that I'm going to post in this group also, and you should be able to see it now. I just shared my screen. So basically, this is my template. And every time I work with someone, I just edit the template based on their particular health goals. So when they get their kit, when they enroll, I schedule a 30 to 45-minute wellness consult session so that once they have their kit in hand, I can walk them through how to use their products on a daily basis. And this is critical. If you want people to use their oils and if you want them to understand the benefit of using oils long term, this consult is pretty important. And so it's made it easier for me to show them the way. So I start with this template, and based on their health goals, I edit this first section, this top 3 priorities section. So before a consult, typically I get their 3 health goals before they even enroll because I'm helping them choose their kit based on their health goals. But if I need some clarity, I'll just have them send me what the 3 things are that they want to focus on so I know before the wellness consult. And then before we get on the video chat, through Zoom, I have them watch a short video consultation orientation. So it's basically like all the things about how to follow safety rules with oils, make sure you know the proper dilution ratios. I go through some diffuser blends and roller bottle blends. And that is a pre-recorded video that I send to them so that when I do the consult with them, it's not super long. Because my consults were going like an hour, hour and a half, almost 2 hours sometimes trying to get through all the information. And it's just too much for me and it's too much for them to absorb at one time. So I pre-recorded this orientation video that you can use. If you want to record your own, just let me know and I'll send you the PowerPoint slides. It's about 60 minutes long. And if you wanted to send it in shorter chunks, you could create 15-minute sections and upload them to YouTube and just send them the individual links and they can watch it in 15-minute chunks. But I just advise people to watch that video in 15-minute chunks or to watch it while they're, doing some laundry or the kids are taking a nap so that they don't feel like it's too, going to take up too much of their time. But it is super valuable information. And people are more likely to, stop and rewind or take notes if they're watching that video on their own. So they watch that video, I have their health goals, and then I set this wellness consult PDF up before we talk so that when we get on, I'm super focused. And I'm like, okay, great. Usually I have this part deleted, this 90-day goals section, I have this part deleted so that when we get on the call together, they're seeing something like this. And so say they sent me their health goals and they were pain, sleep, and weight management. I've already plugged in the oils that they have or things that they might need to address those goals. So if they got the Healthy Start Kit, for example, that's the top 10 emergency oils in the 5 milliliter bottles plus a diffuser. So I know they have Deep Blue and Lemon, but they might need Past Tense. They also might need Aroma Touch. They might need the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, which I can mention, but I don't want to put too many oils here so that they feel overwhelmed. I just put like the 3 main things. And obviously, if they're dealing with head tension versus joint pain, then instead of Past Tense, you might want to put Aroma Touch or Copaiba. But I put Past Tense because this person was dealing with head tension. And then for sleep, I put the Serenity and Serenity Soft Gels and Vetiver. The way I made this PDF, you might have to abbreviate to fit everything in there. And then for weight management, they have Lemon, but they might need Slim and Sassy and the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So that's all pre-made. All of this wellness plan is basically like this, pretty much the same for everyone, but I'll make slight tweaks. So if someone, for instance, isn't dealing with weight management in this afternoon section, instead I might put something, maybe they're dealing with focus. And so instead I might say, take the Mito 2 Max or take, the Adaptive or something. So you can customize it per client that you're working with. So when I get on the call with them, this part is empty and I'll say, hey, okay, so let's really focus on what you're trying to create in the next 90 days. So if you could wave a magic wand and in 90 days you would feel a certain way, what would that be? What would feel like an accomplishment in 90 days? And, as we're waving the wand, we want it to be somewhat realistic. So if you're dealing with chronic pain all day, every day, in 90 days, it may not be realistic to have no pain at all, but maybe you have more mobility during your workouts, or maybe you can sleep through the night without waking up to, take a pain medication, or maybe you're taking, 3 pills a day for your pain, but you'd like to wean off a little bit with the help of your doctor. So you need some additional support to get your body back into balance. So they'll tell you what their goal is, and then I type it in here. So what would feel good in 90 days to have more mobility? So I'll type that in as we're talking. And then I'll just mention like, oh, cool, you already have deep blue and lemon. So you're halfway there. The things you may want to try are past tense. You may want to try deep blue polyphenol complex. There's even an entire wellness program kit for discomfort. So that's something that we might want to explore together. And then for sleep, they may say, I want to fall asleep more easily. So fall asleep more easily. And then for weight management, maybe they want to lose, in 90 days, they want to lose 10 pounds, lose 10 pounds. If they say they want to lose 50 pounds, I might say like, hey, that's a great goal, but to do that safely, you may need a little more time. So I would say, would 10 pounds feel good in 90 days, and make sure that they agree to whatever it is I'm suggesting. And if they're like, no, I want to lose more, then it's like, okay, great. So if you want to lose 15 pounds in 90 days, then we can talk about how you might accelerate that. And then with the wellness plan, this is what I recommend to almost everyone. Always 1 to 2 drops of lemon oil in the morning, 20 minutes before food. If people don't love lemon, you could suggest lime, you could suggest grapefruit or slim and sassy or peppermint or digestin. But I typically recommend lemon because it's a great way to jumpstart the metabolism and cleanse the body and get the bowels moving before you eat. I recommend diffusing On Guard throughout the day because everyone needs immune support and to purify the air, and it smells so good, especially around the holidays. It's a nice little pick-me-up. And then I always suggest the Lifelong Vitality Pack, Terrazyme and PB Assist. It's the foundational nutrition. I believe every single person should be taking this. There's a vegan version of the pack if someone is not okay with taking fish oil. And, everybody needs support with their digestion. Everybody needs supplementation because there's not enough nutrients that we're getting from our food due to mass farming practices. In the afternoon, I always suggest some sort of diffusion. So if somebody doesn't like citrus, then you could recommend mint and lavender. But you want to get sort of a feel for what they like before they even get their kit. So you'll kind of know what things they're gravitating towards. And then again, using On Guard beadlets if they're going out in public to support their immune system, and then taking their second dose of their supplements. Evening, Serenity, and then if they need support with sleep, that's usually the go-to. They don't like Serenity or they don't like lavender, which is in Serenity, you could recommend Peace Oil, or you could recommend Vetiver, or whatever it might be. And then if they're dealing with immune support issues or respiratory issues, they can always add in those things. Like if their husband snores or, somebody has congestion, they can add something on. And then I always suggest like an extra, oil for sleep, like Balance, the Serenity soft gels. And then everyone I think should do a drop of frankincense on the roof of their mouth before bed. And they can also do it in the morning, but at least start with it at night to see how their body responds. So this is pretty, standard. Now, what I will say is if you don't feel confident creating this yourself, you can use me, and I am happy to walk you through this a few times until you feel comfortable. But use the book, use the Modern Essentials book. If you're not sure, if somebody's dealing with, memory issues and you're like, I don't really know what oil to suggest, you can Google it, or you can use the Modern Essentials book or the Oil Life book. And you could even, when you're on the call with them, show them like, hey, this is how I found this protocol. I looked it up in the Modern Essentials book, and right here it says for sleep that you could use Serenity or Vetiver or whatever it is. So you can guide them through it to help empower them to learn how to find these things on their own, so they don't have to become dependent on you, that they really feel like they can become their own healer. And then at the bottom here, I have these wellness choices that could support their goals. So increasing water intake would support the weight management, and then obviously incorporating some of their own DIY cleaning and beauty and skincare products, so they can make products at home, or they can try doTERRA's products. So I'll make slight tweaks to this based on what people's health goals are. And then finally, this is the key. In advance, I will have created a sample 90-day plan for them. I always include the supplements unless in their, their initial chat with me before they get their kit. They're like, I have supplements I love. I'm not open to supplements. I'll always suggest the supplements. And then I might suggest one of the new wellness program kits. So I might suggest the stress and mood kit, or the immune support kit, or the discomfort kit. In this example, I didn't do that, but what's great about those kits is that they're 60 PV. So for instance, I could put stress mood kit, it's 60 PV, and then 60 PV plus the 60 PV from the Lifelong Vitality Pack plus 60 PV from the stress and mood kit is 120 PV, plus another 20 PV for the Terrazyme and the probiotic. That's 140 PV. They're going to automatically get the free product of the month as long as their order ships by the 15th. And if they, they just want to try the Lifelong Vitality Pack and they don't want to add on these other two things yet, then that 60 plus 60 would each equal 120 PV. And all they'd have to do is like add on a toothpaste or a lip balm or something that equaled 5 PV. And then they would get to that exactly 125 PV. So it's a great way to get people integrated with the supplements and then the wellness program kits, and then trying some of the other home care products, beauty care, cleaning products that they might be buying from Whole Foods or Sprouts or, some other natural place, but they might as well get them through doTERRA because they're going to get, points towards their free product of the month. Plus they're going to get a percentage back on all their purchases because doTERRA has such a generous rewards program, which Whole Foods does not have. So if they're getting the Lifelong Vitality Pack in the first month, typically I start people off with just 1 pill of each bottle for the first week. And then if that goes well and they're not having any adverse detox response symptoms, they can bump up to 2 of each the next week, and then 3 of each the following week after that, and then eventually get up to 4 of each. But some people are a little more sensitive. Some people stop at the 2 of each dose. So that Lifelong Vitality Pack could very well last 2 months. So I don't put it in the second month LRP, but I do put it in the third month. And obviously this is completely like shiftable and changeable. This is just an example for them to get the picture of like, oh yeah, I actually would order every month. Because most people think like, oh, I don't need oils every month. But when they see this, they're like, oh yeah, oh, I do need the kids kit because I do want to get oils for my kids. And yes, I do want the soft gels. And they might not want to order them all in one big order. So this splits what's on their wish list into 3 months. And it gives them a program. So if they're doing the stress and mood kit, then they would likely do it again in a month 2 because the stress and mood kit is for 3 months. You can cancel it after the first month, but if you do it for all 3 months, you get different products every month. So you get everything you need for that 90 days for stress. You'd have all the products you needed. And then it'll recycle. So if you do it for 3 months, then on the 4th month, it'll go back to month 1 unless you take it out of your cart. So you don't have to keep doing it over and over again, but the idea is that in 3 months, you'll be out of the products you got in month 1. So you'll need them again in month 4. So you can add the stress and mood kit here. And so say they wanted to get, the kids kit and the breathe oil, that's 150 PV. I'm sorry, the kids kit and the stress and mood kit, that's 150 PV, plus the breathe oil is 177, plus the Serenity soft gels is 194. So all they'd need to do is add on 6 PV if they wanted to get to 200 PV and get the 200 PV promotion, because they typically do 200 PV promotions in October, November, and December. They do them some other months too, but say they just wanted to add on a wild orange oil. That's 10 PV, and they could get 200 PV total, and that would usually get them a bunch of free stuff. In December, it's usually free frankincense. In this month, it was the 4 digestion products. So this is just a way of you being able to map it out for people and make it as easy as possible. The simpler you make it, the more likely people will say yes. And then what I offer to people is a 3-month LRP trial. So I say, this is my suggested 90-day plan. If you decide to commit to this, when you join, you will get a free Oil Life book. And that book runs, if you get it in bulk, I think it's like maybe $14 or $15 a copy. And what's great is if they're doing 125 PV, you're going to earn 20% off of that order if they join the month after they enrolled. So as long as that order happens within 60 days of the person's enrollment, you'll be earning 20%. So you're basically paying for that book through their purchase. Does that make sense? So say they're doing a 140 PV order and you earn 20% of that, you're going to earn $28, and 14 of that would go to purchasing the book. So you're able to reinvest that fast start bonus into your business. And the books are critical because it really helps educate people on the possibilities of oils, and they can start to empower themselves to become their own healer. So you offer the book in that first month. And then you say, if you do 125 PV every month for those 3 months, you'll automatically get a free product each month, as long as that order ships by the 15th. And then at the end of that 3 months, you will get at least $50 worth of free product points deposited into your account that you can redeem on anything you like, any oils that you like. And it's possible that amount of PV could be more, but you'll get at least 50 PV. And then you can just offer that as the trial. Now, of course, they can cancel at any time. If they want to cancel after the 3 months, you just let them know they want to redeem their points first. So they'd want to wait until after the 17th of the month that they're canceling to make sure all their points are deposited and they redeem them. But just let them know that if they do cancel and they've done this for 3 months, their percentage for the first 3 months is 10% back. And starting in month 4, they're going to bump up to 15% back for 3 months. And then after that, they're going to bump up to 20% back for 3 months, and then 25% for 3 months, and then 30% for the rest of their doTERRA membership. So if they've done the LRP for 3 months and they cancel in the 4th month, if they ever decide to rejoin it again, they're going to go all the way back to the beginning. So they have to go all the way back to the beginning of 10% and then do it all over again. What I usually recommend is if people decide after the 3 months that maybe they don't want to do as much, they don't want to do a full 125 PV order each month, I just say, cool, you only have to get one product a month to keep your points. And then if you do at least 50 PV, which is so easy because anything I might be buying elsewhere, like skincare, hair care, probiotics, toothpaste, I can get through doTERRA, and I'm going to get so much more value, and I'm going to get it shipped to my house, and I get rewards points back. If you do at least 50 PV a month, you'll keep increasing your percentage and you'll maintain your points. And so people are usually excited about that. And then what I'll say too is, if you decide that you get really excited about the oils and you know people in your life that want to experience them, there's a way for you to pay yourself back for your order so you can actually get it for free. In addition to the rewards points, you can get your order for free. So if that's something you want to explore at some point, just let me know and I'll check in with you along the way to see how things are going. A lot of people just naturally start sharing with their friends and family. It's not a requirement to be on this program, but if it's something that inspires you, then I can show you how to do that. So this has been really effective for me to expose people to the loyalty rewards. And even if they don't always place a 125 PV order every month to get the free product, typically they're placing at least 50 PV. And so that's really nice, especially if you're trying to build towards your Power of 3 bonus. You can count on people doing a consistent order. And you can always offer incentives along the way if you want people to get to that 100 PV to help qualify you for your Power of 3 bonus. And some things I'll do in any certain month is like, hey, if you place a 100 PV order this month, I'll gift you, any oil that's 20 PV or less of your choice. So that's something that you can offer to people. You can also offer emotions books, any sort of product or educational tool that will help people continue their progress and expose them to new products and help them feel really good about, the different options they can incorporate into their lifestyle. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know what questions you have. Just pop them in the comments. And again, if there's ever a time where you've enrolled someone and you're not sure how to do this, let's do a 3-way consult with that person. So I can hop on and I would be the one to walk them through this. You do not have to be the expert. In fact, I would recommend not doing this on your own, especially if you're new. So always know that I'm here, or the person who is your particular oils mentor. If it's not me, maybe it's Star, maybe it's Joyce, maybe it's Paige, maybe, any of the other folks in this group. Talk to them. And, if they don't feel comfortable doing this, if they're still new, if the person who invited you to this group is still new, still talk to me. I'm happy to help. This is what I love to do. I've been a health coach for 14 years. And so this is an area that I really love. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.